What is up, YouTube? Jupiter here, bringing you a tutorial on clipping masks. When I was originally learning and looking up tutorials to kind of teach myself, I had a hard time finding tutorials on clipping masks that included more than one way to do them. I had to keep looking up different ways to do them in different tutorials, and nothing was ever just combined and straightforward. So I'm hoping I can kind of keep it simple for you guys. So here's the first way, the main way that I do clipping masks. It's really essential for graphic design, especially with forum signatures and banners and any type of this design that you might be doing. It's a really nice effect to know. So I'm just going to do some simple ones here. What you want your image, of course. You're going to want to create a new layer, and you're going to want to grab your brush tool. Now, I use splatter brushes. You can use whatever you want. You can use leaves or fire. I think this is a hand. You can really use whatever you want. So I'm just going to throw in a couple splatters here and there on your new layer. Make sure it's white and the opacity is all the way up on your brush. If you want more of a faded splatter, you would bring your opacity down, but I just leave it all the way up. And you can switch it around, you can add whatever you want, wherever you want. If you make a mistake, you can erase some, like say you didn't want that there, just take it out, it's not a big deal. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to duplicate your original layer and drag it on top of your brushes. As you can see, it's covering the brushes. Then you'll want to go to the image that you drug on top of that, right click and create clipping mask. As you can see, that did nothing. What I normally do is I'll leave it on that image, I'll go to edit, transform, and flip horizontal, and that just kind of makes it a basic clipping mask. You can move it around if you want, like say you want it to be a little bit darker up here, you can duplicate your image and move it around. Erase whatever you don't need, like you didn't want that, so you just erase that. It's real simple, it's a really nice way. Once in a while, if you duplicate too many times over here for your clipping masks, sometimes it will release them. If it does that, you just have to right click again and create your clipping mask again. You can tell if it's in a clipping mask or not because it will have this little downward arrow right here. If it does not have that next to it, like down here you see no arrow, that means it's not in a clipping mask. If it has the arrow, then it is in a clipping mask, and that's good, that's what you want. It's real easy to release and create them. You can release it and create it with 2 clicks. It's super simple. Let's go ahead and delete those. Another way that some people do clipping masks is they will use shapes. Like say you don't want to use your brush tool for anything, you kind of want to create your own thing. You can grab your tool down here, a rectangle, rounded rectangle, ellipse, polygon, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to do a rectangle for tutorial purposes. What you're going to do is you'll make your shape like normal. It will make it a shape, and then you'll want to duplicate your layer again. Drag it on top of your shape and create a clipping mask. Once again, you'll either have to move it around, or you can just go to edit, transform, horizontal, vertical, whatever you want. As anything that moves it, honestly. So say I want that right there. Now the only thing bad that I've noticed about these shapes is that each shape needs its own clipping mask because they create a shape and not a layer. So, as you can see, I put that rectangle there. Oops. Let's move the actual rectangle. You can move it over there, and you can actually duplicate this clipping mask. When you move it up there, you'll have to put it back in a clipping mask. And there you go. And you pretty much do that over and over till you get what you want. I think you can combine shapes. I don't really mess around with the shape tool all that often, so I'm not sure on that. And then another way you can do a clipping mask is with text. Now say you want your text to look like your picture. Say you have flames or a flag or whatever. Drag your make your text. I would suggest a bolder text because the image will show better on there as opposed to a normal or thin text. The bolder text gives it more room to project the image. So make sure your text is under your image here. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your image and create clipping mask. And as you can see, let me put a stroke on that so you can see it a little better. There we go. It took the image and it created a clipping mask, and now you can move your image around. Say you want her face in there or whatever. Say you just wanted these flames from the bird up here. You can move it around to be wherever you want it to be. Another way that you can make a clipping mask with text is to create your new layer, write your text, and then what you're going to do is you're going to duplicate this layer, your image, drag it on top of your text, move your text over there somewhere off of the face, and what you're going to do is while you have your image selected, you're going to hold Control and hold it over the T on the text layer. See how it brought up a little square box on the hand? When it shows that, that's what you want. Then you're going to click on the T and it will select the whole text area. And since we want the image on the text, what we're going to do is go to Select and Inverse. That way everything outside of the text is now selected. Then you're going to delete that. You can either go to Edit, Cut, or you can just press your backspace button and delete it. And as you can see, it took it away on the actual layer, but you don't really notice it on here. What you're going to want to do is go to your blending options and just give it a glow of some sort. Now the only thing bad about doing it this way is that it will create a glow around the rest of your image. A real easy way to fix that is to just go in and erase it. It's real simple. No big deal. Just make sure you don't erase your actual text because it will make your text back to that. So let's undo that. And this is handy to... Whoops. Oh my. Please forgive me for that. This is handy to have when you just kind of want a simple outline for your text on your image. You don't want anything too outrageous. Clear that way it's not under your image here. When you make a clipping mask though, and you have the rest of the image down here that you didn't do anything to, if you move it around, you will get the rest of that image up here. All you have to do is delete it. It'll clear right up. It's real simple, but we're not going to mess with that. Just kind of move it around wherever you want it. Something like that actually looks kind of cool. It's just whatever you're going for. That's the 3 ways that I make clipping masks. Like I said, I go with the first one just for a nice effect in my designs. It's really useful because you can choose whatever brush you want. You can download them online. There's hundreds of thousands of brushes online for you to download for free and just do what you want with them. So have fun. Try it out, mess around with it. The worst you can do is mess it up and have to start over. It's not a huge deal. Save often if you're worried about that, but just have fun with it. That's part of Photoshop. But I hope this helped someone, and good luck.